Welcome, everybody. Casting for Two podcast with your host, Chris. I am he, the one who is called Chris. I just wanted to say welcome to another great episode. Well, I mean, obviously I said welcome very long, so obviously I would like to welcome you to this episode, which is episode 29. Today I got a good guest for you. His name is Gammon. He is on a show called The Middle, which is on ABC's every Wednesday, 7 Central. It was great chatting with him about various things. For all the macho people that listen to this show, we talked about cars for at least like 20 seconds. So you have that to look forward to. We also talked about stand-up and, improv, how he got started, and just a cool guy, really cool guy. I think you guys should listen to this episode. And follow him on Twitter, because like I said, he's a cool guy. But you know what? I'm trying to kill time right now, because I still have some more of the beatboxing. So hopefully I will kill enough time. But you know what? I can't kill any more time. I just can't. I'm running out of time now. I've wasted too much time. So I'll just stop talking and we'll get this episode going. So sit back, relax, and enjoy me talking to Mr. Gammon. And Chris, cue the music, please. Hello, John.
Hi.
Hi, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Just took the car into the shop.
Oh, okay. Nothing too serious, is it?
No, it shouldn't be. It's just at least going to be an oil change and hopefully not some kind of sensor for the turbo boost.
There you go. What kind of car do you have?
It's a Focus ST. It's one of those newer, faster looking Focuses.
Okay.
Hatchback.
Okay, right on. Now, I have to be honest with you. I know nothing about cars, so at least for that brief moment, I seemed a little macho.
Oh, cool. You fooled me, you know.
Exactly. So there we go. I just couldn't lie, you know. I feel bad about lying.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Honesty is very important.
But
you're in the media after all.
Exactly. But so what's going on besides that?
Not a whole lot. Just walking the dog back home. We're going to make some lunch. I figure I'll hop on a bike to go back and pick up the car.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, just writing some stand-up, you know.
Oh,
hanging out.
You're doing stand-up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Open mics all around town.
How long have you been doing it?
I just got back into it. It's about a month now.
Oh, okay. And I know you're getting back into it, but how's that going for you?
Oh, it's going all right. I'm really proud of this 5 minutes I've just kind of retooled up. I mean, a lot of it is just going up there and burning a bunch of jokes that you thought would be all right, or kind of sharpening them. But this new 5 minutes for me is the best I've had so far, so I'm really happy with it.
Right on. And so this is a Casting for Two podcast. It's kind of just a light, fun conversation. I'm not going to ask you any difficult questions.
Okay. Anything challenging at all?
Anything challenging?
Yeah, anything challenging at all?
No, not really.
Okay.
Nah.
Well, I can live with that.
No, I get really uncomfortable asking things that I don't know about. So yeah, I think that would be just kind of a kind of a mess. So I try to avoid those subjects.
Gotcha.
But you're walking now. I'm a dog fan. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a pit bull mix.
Okay.
I think, yeah, so I haven't had the DNA test or whatever, but I think that he's probably part terrier, part pit bull. Is pretty clear. The
Okay.
pit bull. Yeah.
Because I have a couple of corgis, and my buddy was telling me that he actually has a mix of a pit bull and a corgi, and I said I have to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder.
that's just an odd combination altogether.
Must have super stubby legs.
Exactly. Yeah, it can't even walk. It's just like a gut. It's just gut. But that's cool. So I mean, I just kind of wanted to chat with you about how you got into acting and all that good stuff.
Sounds good.
So
Fire away when ready.
all right. So as far as acting goes, where do you come from? Like an acting family or background, anything like that?
Well, yeah, you could definitely say that. We're kind of a goofy family
Mm-hmm.
bunch. My sister at the moment is a producer and actress in Hollywood. Her name is Aline Quincy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been at it a while. But both are like we're both children of two parents who are teachers, and there's four of us
Mm-hmm.
in the. There's six of us in all, but they have four kids basically, and we were really really goofy bunch, always joking around, always putting on shows for one another and recording each other, singing or dancing or doing impressions of people that we knew in and around the neighborhood that we saw on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, that was just our sort of pastime, the way we kind of related with one another. Rarely anything formal.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just sort of our lives in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I can remember, basically.
And did you do any sort of plays in school or anything like that, or?
I grew up in Cleveland, so there's not really a whole lot of emphasis on the arts. But the thing is, we did have a musical show, and I was in grade school. I used to perform the hell out of that.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like people would try and people would have those videotapes, and we'd pop them in now and again. I'd always get made fun of, for putting my back into it all the time, but I didn't care because it's fun to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, there wasn't much for me. I mean, the first formal training I ever got in acting was in college, and it was 2 classes, and was like, I think I'd like to give that a shot,
Mm-hmm.
And so very next year, I caddied in Florida for a few months so I could save up some money before I moved to Los Angeles. And within about a year or so, I got on the middle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that was that basically for me.
Okay. And what were you going to school originally for?
Well, I had 2 majors and a minor. I was a Spanish major. I also was a history major.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a minor in Latin American studies.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was something that my parents sort of they sort of encouraged. They both actually taught Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't teach it to us. They kind of would use it as a code language among themselves to kind of say stuff that they couldn't say in front of the kids. So you can sort of analyze that however you like. But
yeah.
That was our experience.
Okay. No, I mean, it's similar with me because my dad and mom are both fluent in Spanish, and they never really spoke it around us at all growing up. So so I don't really know any of it. I can fake my way through it by just nodding my head and smiling.
Right.
But yeah,
do a lot of things.
Exactly. But so before acting, what was your goal to go overseas and teach Spanish, or?
Yeah, I wanted to do a lot of traveling. Also considered, going into the foreign service, maybe becoming a diplomat, but you know, just kind of like realized that after taking those classes in college that I really needed to try that out, especially since I enjoyed it so much as a kid. Why not just see what I can make of it, And it just really worked out. I mean, I came out to LA, I started taking classes full time. I was in improv groups in the Upright Citizens Brigade out here, UCB. I took Groundlings. I went to Leslie Kahn, Margie Habers, a lot of places around town, and stuck with it. And sure enough, within a good amount of time, I was on a show already. So,
and
pretty. I mean, it's a different story, but it's a little bit luck. It's a little bit, a lot of hard work for sure. But everything, all the above.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm very curious because I'm a huge fan of comedy, huge fan of improv, and what's the process like of doing like UCB? Did you make it into any of like the big UCB groups?
No, I just had our own kind of practice groups on the side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I went all the way through the training 401. And I enjoyed it a lot, and I've since taken some good character classes there. But no, I was never on like a Herald team or a sketch team. But they have plenty of them. They're great. They're great shows to go and watch.
Oh yeah, I bet. And what was the process like of getting the middle, the auditioning process?
The process, they brought me in a few months before I auditioned for Darren for just like a one-liner by a character by the name of Trevor. And I didn't get it, but I came in, I went to the grocery store that night and saw the casting director, and I actually got to shake his hand in the parking lot. And he was like, "Oh, you were good today, but you finished second. However, this is good because, if something bigger comes down the line, we'll be able to call you." And I didn't take him seriously. I just, thought he seemed nice, whatever. So sure enough, they called me a few months later for Darren. I went in. I think that very day not that very day they had a call back. They had a call back like the next day for it. And after the call back, my agent called me and said that they want you, but I think network had to approve or something like that. I think it was like the advertisers needed to approve because they wanted to say, I don't know.
Yeah. Because, I've talked to a couple people where when you have to audition for a national show, you have to stand in front of the network and you have to act for the network people. Did you have to do any of that?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. Mine was different just because I was going in for a co-star. They've changed the rules. SAG changed the rules a while back, redefining what a co-star is. So basically, a co-star became like a bigger definition, and I had a more sizable role. But basically, co-stars, guest stars, they're not series regulars. Series regulars are going to be there basically every week, and they're going to have regular contracts where they're paid even if they don't appear in episodes. So more often than not, when they go to cast a series, they're going to start first off with the regulars, and those people are normally going to go in front of the network people in a much more in-depth and intensive process. And that I think there's at least several rounds. I mean, 3 or 4 different callbacks, I think, for those. There might even be more oftentimes. But the only thing that was different about mine was that they kept writing me in and writing me in to where it was like, now I'm a part of the show,
You charmed your way into the show.
basically.
Right on, right on. And what's it like shooting day wise?
Shooting day wise, it always depends. More often than not, I'll need to be there at like 7 a.m. and we'll get our scripts, of course, like one or two nights before.
Mm-hmm.
More often than not, the preceding Wednesday, we've done a table read in front of everyone, and they've made some rewrites. So you show up to your trailer,
Mm-hmm.
you got your side, highlight it, you see if there's anything different, and you sign a contract, put your wardrobe on, go into makeup, and then you're going to rehearse. They call you in for rehearsal. You rehearse it, block and set up the cameras and everything. That way the whole crew knows kind of what they got to do as far as shooting it, and you'll also be directed as to what should be your acting choices
Mm-hmm.
for when you come back and shoot it. And then they break you, and then they set the whole thing up, and then they come back and shoot a few times.
Mm-hmm. So on a good day, you'll shoot like how many pages?
On a good day, well, that's a good question. I forget. I mean, I think it varies pretty widely, but you have to ask Charlie McDermott. He's got a better idea of that than me. I mean, I want to say 6,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even. It really just depends on the setup, because there's a big, massive setup where there's all kinds of background, and then you've got moving cars and props all over the place that need to be reset for each take. I mean, it's going to take a lot more to shoot even just a few pages as opposed to just a regular set where family members are talking and basically nothing needs to be reset like that constantly. So it just varies widely, really.
Mm-hmm. And during your time when you're not, acting, or you're just kind of waiting for the lighting guys to do their job, what do you do to pass the time?
I train jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I walk my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you really change jujitsu?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
Like who do you train? Like just random people on the street,
well,
or PAs?
No, that's right. I wish I could. Are you talking about in between shots? Because that's a completely different answer.
Oh no, I want to know in between. I want to know both.
Yeah. Okay. So in between jobs, in between auditions, in between interviews like this, I'll train jujitsu. I go to Hicks and Gracie's son's academy. Chrome Gracie is the best in the world. He's the most recent ADCC champion, and he submitted all his opponents there, like 3 for 3, all submissions.
No, that's pretty cool. So what made we were talking about it earlier, but what made you want to do stand up?
Back again to just kind of making people laugh was a big thing for me. I really have always enjoyed cheering people up through humor, and I think that one of the nice things about stand up is that it's basically you, a mic, and the wishes of the crowd. But you got to be confident enough to get up there and be all right with constantly doing it enough times to have fun with it. To have fun and see if you can make people laugh with some things that you find humorous. And it seems easy. You're just sort of talking to a whole crowd, but I mean it's a really incredibly difficult art form, especially in the beginning years. It's a pretty long process, but it's very, very satisfying.
Right on. So did you make it home already?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, there's a little bit of an echo, so I was kind of tracking where you were, but not really, because I don't know LA, so.
Yeah, right. Well, where are you calling from? Homedale, is that right?
No, I'm calling from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, just kind of the opposite, side, but similar weather, I think.
You sound a lot like my friend. Yeah, my friend from from San Antonio sounds a lot like you.
Well, maybe it's me.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it's me. What? No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, no, it's all good. But yeah. So, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or did you, for the people at home who want to stalk you, where can they do that?
Oh, they can stalk me on Twitter for sure.
Awesome.
I am stalked at @ John Gammon, one word.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see all the latest stuff that I'm talking about on there. I went to some Golden Globe gifting suites. We got basically a bow tie for my dog from the PETA people, and you can check out everything I got to say on there. All my crazy little remarks, all my jokes, all my silly pictures and videos. Find me on there. You can find me on Facebook. You can stalk me on Facebook. I'll block you, but
Oh, okay.
you can go ahead and try. But hey, whatever.
Right on. But John, it was a pleasure chatting with you. Finally, I'm happy I was able to chat with you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you too. And have fun writing jokes and eating lunch.
I will.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
All right, you take it easy. All right.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder, you can always catch up with these episodes on castingfor2.com. You can also follow me at Twitter @castingfor2 or send me an email at castingfor2@gmail.com.